Islam.
Islam, Master.
Islam. Gratitude, Grand National Secretary. It's been a powerful evening. First, let us rise and give all thanksgiving, adoration, worship, and praise to our Father God Allah, the great God of the universe. And let us give the highest honors that we can give to his prophet and our prophet, the last prophet in these days and times, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. We give honors to his forerunner, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and honors to his government, the Moorish American government. We give honors to the officials of our government, our divine ministers and swift angels, our muftis, our royal council. We give honors to our citizens, the Moorish Americans. We give honors to our flag, our divine constitution and bylaws, our holy Quran, our grand national seal and emblem. We give honors to everything Moorish. We give honors to you, Grand National Secretary, and our guest host this evening for this class this evening. We give honors to all of our Moorish kin who have spoken before us, and to our Moorish kin who will speak after us. We give honors where honors are due. We honor all of you for honoring yourselves, and most of all, we honor our ancestors because they came before us, leading the way. And it's definitely been, good for the soul to hear, the various paths that we have taken to get here together. And when you think about the walk, your walk or your path to perfection, it has to be something that, where it took action to get here. When I think about how did I get to this point, the steps I had to take. One, of course, is always the preparation. It started early, as it did for all of us. Mine started over 2,000 years ago. When I was standing with the prophet and trying to help our people see, this is freedom is what every being wishes for and deserves. We all deserve the right to be here and to live our life according to our own will, because we were given that ordination or lawful privilege by our Creator, because we were created. Like I said, my walk started early. It started first with a growing up with science encyclopedia set and understanding the power of knowledge. Because the power of knowledge transcends age, physical prowess, sexuality, all that. Knowledge shut down any folly, and knowledge can open up doors that there was never ever seen before. So that thirst for knowledge is what first set me on this journey, and then of course having a connection to the ancestors, because I've been here before. I can't help but continue to go in the path of freedom fighting, of warrior mentality, and protecting what I find sacred. But in between that time, it's the preparation stage. And when I first even found out I had a nationality, I was already 29 years old. I had lived a life where I have done, a lot of things most people have never even thought of or even done twice my age by that time. Because coming up, I was told that, I'll be lucky to see 18. that I was an endangered species. That there was no hope for uh, the young black male, as we was labeled at the time. And I seen that. I seen it through living, through my living experience. But all that was preparation. And when I first found out, this brother, I didn't find out about the prophet. I found out just my nationality, because the ones that told me were caught up on this UCC demonstration. They was caught up on Universal Commercial Code and trying to find a way to get out of court cases, and get the land back, trying to find a way to get over on a European in his own house. And I just knew that wasn't it. But I knew that the nationality was right where I was at, because to me I always wondered why we as a people had to listen to what these Europeans say. Why we have to vote in their system? Why couldn't we just get together as a people and have a representative, and have that representative negotiate, what we want to do, or what we'll do with y'all? And I always wondered why it wasn't like that. And then when I found out about my nationality, it all came together. It all clicked. Just like dominoes, it all just unlocked, and it was a flood of knowledge and a flood of realization that came forth through study. Because at that point I quit my job as soon as I found out, and I started studying. I was like, there was nothing more important to me at that point than catching up, finding out my history, and if these things that I was reading were true, and feeling that appetite I had for what had been missing, which was my nationality and my divine creed, and just trying to catch up with that. But through that, first experience, I learned a lot about civics, and I learned a lot about government. So when I went into the Moorish Science Temple, I was already past what they were thinking. What the Moorish Science Temple brought to me, though, was my divine creed. It showed me, Islamism from a standpoint that I had never even looked at, because growing up in a Christian household. And that was wonderful. It showed me my prophet, and the prophecies, and it tied up all the loose ends. But I already knew prior to doing that, the government was the only way. And so luckily, I won't say luckily, but through the planning of Allah, it just happened that way. I was already a citizen when I first came in. And then through being industrious, and through doing what my prophet told me to do, to go to City Hall and those who know the law and ask them in intelligent tone, I was able to maneuver through different circles until finally I found a like mind, Grand National Chairman. And he was right on the same thing that I was already thinking. I was already wondering. He was already there. I was like, praise Allah for that. And, he's already did a lot of the groundwork. I don't have to try to do all that myself, So he was definitely a prayer answered, and him and his family, because that's what I thought. I was like, man, we got to do this from the ground floor, man. These ones is steady caught up on who's running whose temple, and and meanwhile your house is dirty, your neighborhood is lacking, while ones is fighting about who's supreme this and this and that. That's a bunch of folly. The lesson that came from all our ancestors is nationality is the order of the day. And until we can do that and get to that standpoint, you know what I mean, we'll always fail. So, you know, that was my walk here, and to get to this point here in the government was just to being myself, being the independent and fearless person that I've always been. Fearless in the sense of never scared to be myself. So never. That's a quality that we all must, you know, envelop and hone in on, because we have to show the world a beautiful light. And the only way to do that is to be yourself. So gratitude for calling us forth, and gratitude for your time and respect. Moorish America, we love you. Islam and peace.